Hello and welcome. Today I wanted to talk about turkeys. Actually, no, I'm actually going to talk about Microsoft Windows, which in some cases could be called a turkey, but in this case, it's actually a good thing. A lot of times we get on the phone or we're typing something or we're doing something computer. We have lots of tabs open and basically it's a mess on the screen. And all of a sudden, phone call comes in and we need to record just a little bit of information. Just take somebody's phone down or their name. We need to record it somewhere. Me personally, being a person with favorite hashtag being no paper, it needs to be digital because otherwise it gets lost. I don't want to be fumbling around for some piece of paper and a pencil and then losing it. And it's for me, it's a non-starter. So it has to be digital, but at the same time, it needs to be simple and quick. I don't want to be clicking start and a bunch of different apps to find them and load them and start them, and it's too much hassle. I need it to be quick so I can put in a little bit of information down there and be done with it. And luckily, Windows comes with an app called Sticky Notes, which basically can totally handle exactly that kind of situation. The challenge with Sticky Notes is that Sticky Notes is one of these Windows Store apps. There is no exe file for it that you can actually locate by doing a regular search. So if you wanted to create a shortcut, for example, on the desktop here, you can't do it with one of these type apps, including Sticky Notes. One way to do this, if you actually, let's say that you like it to be on the taskbar. In my case, I have it on the taskbar. Let me just rename it from the taskbar. Let's say you wanted to add it to the taskbar. Okay. The way you could do it is you could click on Start. You can find it by doing a search. We type in sticky notes. There it is. And it comes right up like this. And that obviously works. Too much hassle, too many keystrokes. If you go to it and you find it even in search, right click, there's an option called no, there is no option called create shortcut. So if you wanted to do it from the actual desktop, you cannot do it using the normal Windows approach. Okay, to create a shortcut, put in the URL, not the URL, put in the address of where it's at, location, and be able to run it. They don't allow you to do this. However, for a lot of people, that's what they like to do. They want to have a little icon and they want to be able to run it that way. So even though you can drop it on the taskbar using this approach, right there, you can say pin to taskbar, and it's right there on the taskbar. You cannot do a shortcut. Okay. One way you can get around this is by using a little known feature from File Explorer. So make sure it's not just a browser window, but File Explorer. And in the search, you type in shell colon apps folder. Okay, shell colon apps folder. Hit enter, and you will get a list of apps, including these special apps that don't have exes easily available. So you can just search for sticky, and there's our sticky notes right there. And I could have just looked for all the apps and found it that way too. So that's how you can locate it. At this point, if I right click on it, I have an option called create shortcut, which is exactly what we want. If I click on it, it's going to tell me Windows can create shortcut at this location, which is makes sense. Do you want to create it on desktop? And I do. So I say yes. And now I have a shortcut right here that it created. And if I launch it, if I double click on it, I get my sticky notes out. And I can create my note, put in whatever I want. There I am. Okay. I just click on plus. This is a sticky note. Okay. And so now if I close it, and obviously if I double click on it, it'll just open up the last sticky I had. I can change it. Let's add another note. And you don't have to save anything. You can also format these things using this rich formatting capability, which is nice. I can make things be a list using the bullet points. I can even add pictures if I wanted to. Sure, let's add a picture of me and the kids. Okay, and now it looks like this. And of course, you can put this note wherever you want. You can move it around, you can size it, things like that. Usual Windows stuff. Okay, and of course, I can close it. So it's pretty easy for people who like to use keyboard shortcuts. what we can do is we can launch the app, and then we can right click on it in the taskbar and select pin to taskbar. So now even if we close the app, you can see it's still here on the taskbar, and I can just single click on it to launch it. So now we can do it from the taskbar, we can do it from the shortcut. But how do we do it with the keyboard? One of the easiest way to do it is simply to put it somewhere where you can use usual Windows shortcuts, and that would be Windows starts with number one on the leftmost icon here, and then two, three, four, five, and so on. So all you have to do is hit Shift, Windows key, and then press the letter, I'm sorry, and then press the number corresponding to the app. In my case, it's one, and it launches right up. So Shift, since I put it in the first position, if I move it to the second position, then obviously it would be Shift, Windows 2, and it'll launch it as well because it's in the second position. So just figure out where you want it to be, whichever number you want to use, and then just use Shift, Windows key, and that number, and it's going to launch it. So this way you have ability to launch it by single clicking on it on the taskbar from the shortcut from the desktop, or by using the Windows keyboard shortcut, standard Windows keyboard shortcut, any of those combinations, and that way you can do it very quickly. So if you're sitting here on the phone, you just simply use the keyboard shortcut, or you click on the app here in the taskbar, and it comes right up. Add more content there, more content, and if you want, you can create another deal, and you can change the colors on it, I believe. Yeah, you can change it to any of these colors here. So you can have different color nodes, and you can place them wherever you want to place them, drag them wherever you want them to be, size them, whatever you want to do. So you end up with before you had a desktop on your desk that's full of little sticky notes, and now you have digital sticky notes. It's not something I recommend. There's better ways to keep information. But I'm saying if you wanted to have this quick way to enter some information for moving into whatever appropriate app later on, this is one of the easiest way to do it. You just have one of these. Don't create a ton of them. Just create one of them, and then you just simply put information in the particular sticky note, and later you deal with them and get rid of it from this. Just think of it as a scratch note. You use this as a scratch note to quickly add some information and then have it available whenever you want to. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Thanks for Thanksgiving and everything we have in this country. And until next time, I'm Oleg.